What is up, guys? It is the Bluebloods here, back with another interview. And man, we got another defensive back from Jacksonville State, Malik Feaster. Also, the record holder this year for the longest far return Jacksonville State history, 100 yards, man. This guy took it the length of the field against North Alabama this year, man. But getting ready to move up from the ASUN to the FBS. And this guy is here with us to break it all down today, man. Malik, appreciate you joining me, man.
No problem at all, man. I appreciate you having me on.
Absolutely, man. So let's start with your recruiting process, man. Go a few years back now. What was your recruiting process like? Who was on you the hardest? Who was the first school to offer? Kind of walk me through what it was like, coming out of high school.
So back in high school, I didn't really play football my freshman, sophomore, my junior year. I only played my senior year because I was in love with basketball. I thought I was going to be a basketball player, but that didn't really work out the way I wanted it to work out. So my high school coach, Coach Barden, convinced me to come out and play football. And I played, well my senior year. I didn't have a lot of offers. I really didn't have any at all. I had NAI offers like Cumberland's and Reinhardt and Point University, which were all good schools. I took, the visit to Cumberland's in Kentucky, but it was a great school, a great coach, but I knew that's not like where I wanted to be at. So Coach Barden had a son, TJ Barden, that was down here, that was a GA on the Jacksonville State staff. So, he talked to TJ and TJ talked to the position coach, Coach Kilgore, and they reached out to me and I came here as a preferred walk-on.
Oh man, and I mean, as a preferred walk-on, man, you found some time on the field early, man. You've played in a lot of games, been a starter for most of them. One of the things I really like to talk about is what are the keys to the freshman success of Jacksonville State? Yourself, we had PJ Wells on here, a freshman All-American. We saw Nicario Harper, Jacquez Payton. There's a lot of young guys who make instant impacts at this program. For you, what are the keys to the freshman success at Jacksonville State?
Really, it would be studying the playbook. Even if you're not playing at the time, you got to know the playbook. You got to work on your technique, all the basic fundamental stuff that you go through during practice, watching film. You need to know all those things for when the time do come. My first few games, I was just a special teams guy. I was on punt, punt return, kickoff, blocking on kick return. That's what I played primarily at first, and I just kept working, and I eventually had got the call to not the call, but got put in a game situation when we lost one of our corners, one of the corners that was starting at the time. So after that had happened, I made my way up, and that's where I had took off from that standpoint. Just really being ready as a freshman. You don't know if you're gonna come in and play at a freshman, or red shirt, play the next season. Either way it go, you just have to be ready when your name gets called.
Man, and they do a great job of getting you guys ready. You guys have a long line of young player success in the program. I know that's a big recruiting tool for a lot of the coaches around Jacksonville State. But man, we have to talk about this season. And one of the big things, you guys made a midseason coaching change, and now a new staff has come in. You guys got Rich Rodriguez, a lot of promising coaches on the new staff. But for you as a player, how tough was the midseason coaching change this year?
It was really tough. It was definitely different. It was just everyone was kind of shocked. When we got the news, it was it just kind of came out of nowhere. Everyone was shocked. Uh, it's easy to lose sight of the bigger things of what's going on. Like even though there is a coaching change, we're still Jacksonville State. We need to go out there and still perform and play at a high level, and and win. But it was hard when all that stuff was going on. It's just to, stay focused on the task at hand, and that's practice and playing in these games. So it was hard. It was different. A lot of players, were affected by um, we like the coaching staff. We look, Coach Cross was a good coach. My coach was a great coach, and we knew it was coming to an end soon. So we just wanted to play hard for them, and do what we had to do to finish out the season strong.
Man, I like it, and I mean, you guys did finish off the season strong. Didn't give up on the season, man. And one of the games that defined the season before the midseason coaching change was that road win at Florida State. You guys had the rain delay. You guys took the big 7-0 lead. The Florida State comes back. You guys hit the Hail Mary. Walk me through that night, man, through the motion and just what was it like to come out of Florida State with that big win?
Man, I try to remember it, like try to put myself back, there at the time. Um, it was crazy. It was amazing. I mean, it was just I can't explain it. It was just being on the sideline. I was standing on the sideline when our offense had the ball. I seen Coop throw the ball up, make a pass. Damon caught it. He made a cut. Ma Edwards came back across, blocked the other dude, and he ran in the end zone. Like I started jumping up and down, but I kind of like stepped up on the field and looked down the field. I was looking for flags. I was looking for everything. And when I didn't see anything, I mean, we just rushed the field. I just rushed the field, jumped on the pile. I was so excited. Did a little Seminole taunt thing at the crowd, But that was a great experience. I mean, if I could go back and, just experience that again, I would. It was awesome. The whole game was awesome. It was very competitive. Um, Even the year before that, when we played them in 2020, it was a very competitive game. We came out strong. I think we put up the first points in that game too, if I'm not mistaken. If my memory serves me well, I think we did. But you know, I believe in my heart we should have won that game in 2022. But we just ran out of gas, and but it was tough. But we came back, this following year, and we pulled it out. That's all that matters.
Exactly, man. Y'all pulled it out. And, before we move on here, man, in that game, the defense really made a statement. You guys held that offense scoreless for almost the entire first half. And that's a team that almost beat Notre Dame, who is the number 5 team in the country this year. And they put up almost 40 points on them. Was it really that moment where you guys knew this defense has a lot of potential? The fact that you just down a team who gave the number 5 team in the country a run for their money just a week ago?
Yes, sir. Talking to the guys, like the defense, we like to talk, keep each other up. We have meetings, talk about, the goals we want for the season and everything. We knew from the start that we had a great defense. I mean, just the playmakers all around the field. Freshman Jamari Jemison, freshman Marco Baker, freshman Yasmin Green, sophomore, redshirt sophomore Naquario Harper. Deep in the linebacker room, Markel Bennett, Tullis, Tay Tullis, and Markel and Marshall Clark. And I mean, our D line was good. Umstead Sanders was a senior, and a few of those other guys up front that gave us a good push and stuff. Like the defense was special. All we had to do was lock in and do your job. That's what we pound on the most in practice. Even our coaching staff and our DC coordinator from right there, like that year, is do your job. If you take care of your job, every other man, take care of their job, then we'll all be on one page. We can be a successful defense.
And you guys were just that, came out with the big win. But man, and it's a big win because you guys are moving to the FBS next year. It's going to be in the group of 5 next or the season after this next one. But for you, what are your thoughts on Jacksonville State moving to the FBS? Are you excited? How do you feel about it? I mean, and what challenges do you expect to face moving up in competition like that?
I'm very excited. I'm stoked. Jacksonville State has always been a great team in the FCS. Excellent team. Always, one of the top runners in there. There has been some shaky seasons, but overall, one of the best teams in the FCS. The move to FBS I think, is a great thing. More exposure for the defensive players, offensive players, every player on the team, more exposure. You playing, better teams. Of course, it ain't gonna be a cakewalk. No game is a cakewalk. You got to go in, play your tail off. But yeah, I believe everyone is excited, just as myself, to be moving up to the FBS to see how we stand up there. See how we do up there.
Oh man, I'm excited. I'm being an Alabama kid, I got a real soft spot for Jacksonville State. Rooting for you guys. That's my FCS team, just about just because you guys are that in-state team for me. But we got to get to the defensive back room, and I mentioned earlier how talented the defensive back room has been from like 2018 to now. Man, you guys have probably 8 or 9 guys who have been All American, borderline All American, and that could start anywhere in the country. You mentioned Acario, Jock West Payton, just transferred to Alabama State. You had Darius Joyner in the room, Marco Baker, yourself. How competitive was the defensive back room, or has it been at your time at Jacksonville State?
It's been very competitive. I mean, fall camp, even in season practice, it's like you have to go out there and perform at your best, because when you give your job up, it's hard to get back. That's how good the competition is. We're deep on the depth chart. We got, like you said, 6, 7 guys that can play, and that's just in a corner room by itself. There's so many guys that can play. The competition is always going on. I mean, even off the field, good grades, weight room, weight gains. It's always a competition to put a player at the next step. To let him go to the next level. Like, we're always just all competing. It's tough, but competition is good. It's really good for you to grow as a player and to grow as a unit. So I appreciate those guys, and the competition that they give me and I give them. It does nothing but make us better players at the end of the day.
Oh man, I absolutely agree. And building off of that, before we get into getting to know you as a player a bit more, the one thing that I've been very vocal about on this show, and my listeners are probably rolling their eyes because I've mentioned this so many times, is how tight Jacksonville State players and especially the DBs are. Because I mentioned some of the guys who transferred out, you guys are always interacting on social media, staying in touch, supporting each other from afar. What do you credit, building such a tight brotherhood with those other defensive backs and Jacksonville State players that aren't even with the program anymore?
It's just really the chemistry. I mean, being at practice, being around these guys. I mean, you're around them every day. Like, I mean, sometimes you probably get tired seeing each other every day. I mean, weights. You might see them in class, ride together to class, ride together to weights. Um, Away games, hotel rooms, you partner up with your position group. You get a roommate. It's just, we got a lot of love. And the credit comes from just caring about each other, just caring about each other, making sure each other doing the right things and getting on to each other. Like, when things, when a person isn't doing good or a person is doing good, you support them, you celebrate them. When they're doing bad, you pick them up and, tell them to get back on track. That's what it's all about. Um, Besides being football, all these guys that's in my room, the safety room, Jeremiah Harris, I mean, great guy, stand up guy. Those guys will probably be my brothers for life, even after football is done and we hang up the shoulder pads and the helmets. That's how tight it is. I mean, you just you care about each other, and once you love a person, you give your all to make them shine. To make us work as a team, for us to be better as a team. It's really spending a lot of time together. You get to know those guys, and you love them.
Oh man, and I give you guys a lot of credit for that. I think it's great that you guys are still supporting each other, even though, even if you're not with the program anymore, you're still acting things like that. I love to see it, man. But let's get people to know you a bit better as a player, man. If you had to pick an NFL defensive back that you model your game after the most, who would it be?
An NFL defensive back, I model my game after. I would like to say I'm not as long as Jalen Ramsey, but I like to say physical, like tackling, um, covering, being aggressive. So I think I'll model my game after Jalen Ramsey.
Oh man, I like it.
I like the way he plays.
Man, he's a dog, and I mean, I think you saw that. I believe it was the Stephen F. Austin game where you just went off. I think you've had like 11 tackles, a pick, a forced fumble. I mean, you were flying all over the field that game, and I remember watching that when I was like, man, this kid is that they got to stop throwing and running at him. He's going to be all over them. But man, when you don't have to give away all your secrets. I'm not going to make give the trade secrets away to the wide receivers who might be listening. But for you, if you're one on one with a wide receiver, what's the number one mistake that they can make against you?
The number one mistake that they can make. The number one mistake that they can make is letting me get my hands on them early, off the line. If they can't get me off my spot, then it's not going to be good. Just let me get my hands on them, and that's probably the number one mistake they can make.
Oh man, we're 100% on that answer. Every single DB we've had on the show from Jacksonville State said the same thing on that question. They said, if I get my hands on you, it's over. You're just not going to beat me. So, shout out to the strength and conditioning coach at Jacksonville State, man. Got the DBs juiced out there, man. They said, you do not want me to touch you. You could try, you're going to fail. But, man, I know everyone. I know I was a superstitious player, man. I had to listen to the same song right before I hit the field every single game day. But for you, walk me through your pregame routines.
My pregame routines, uh, going into the after I get off the bus, I walk the field. I always go down to the opposite side where we come in, and I touch the pad that's on the goal post, and I pray on it. And I come back in. We go through pregame and all that stuff. And in the beginning of the game, I always go to the right side corner of the end zone, away from the side where we run out. And I take a knee and pray right there. And I close my eyes, and I just imagine making plays. I imagine it. So when I after I get done praying and I'm walking back, I just sit there and just literally imagine making plays. And I like to walk down the hash line because I like to say, after I catch a pick or I make a play, this is the hash line. I'm running down this hash line to the end zone to get my team six. So that's my pregame routine that I like to do every game.
Oh man, I like that one. That was a good one. I like that pregame routine. That's one of the more creative ones I've heard on the show, man. But listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. Some people have already snitched on you and snitched on the DBs of Jacksonville State on this question. So, how much trash do you talk during a game?
I'm not gonna lie. I'm typically I'm a I'm a more conserved person. I like to get hype. If I make a player, I like to get hype, and celebrate with my team. Um, but it just comes out, if the DB comes out and he talks trash, on the first, and then it's all game. Like I'm usually one to not say anything. I'll be in my zone. I'll be thinking about what I need to do, what I need to get done, making sure I'm going through my technique right. Playing corner. I mean, it's hard. I just can't think about nothing. Like I have to think about every rep. Like I go up here, I have to, do my stuff every rep so I can, be consistent on every play. So I don't give up plays. I can limit explosive plays. So I'm not really, thinking about talking trash at the moment. But if they say something to me, they make a little play and they want to get up and start talking, oh yeah, the trash. That's when it comes.
Oh yeah, PJ snitched on the DBs when he came on the show. He was like, "It's all practice." He was like, "That's all we hear as wide receivers is the DBs just going at us." So, and on the flip side, man, so you're more on the conservative side. Who's the biggest trash talker on the defense?
Man, it used to be Jaquez Payton. It
I've
used to be
heard that. I've
Jaquez
heard
Payton.
that.
Um, right now, Nicario Harper,
Yep.
definitely.
That's 3 for 3 on him. And when he was on the show, we've had Jaquez and him, and they said, "Yeah, you can't make me stop talking." They were like, "I have to talk the whole game to you." Oh
Yes,
man,
sir.
that's a good one, man. But for you, and this could be you could pick one on your own team if you want, and then one that you've played in a game. Who are some of the best offensive players you've ever had to go heads up against?
Um, the best player or
Yeah,
players? Like
you
the
can
best
pick more
player.
than one. Yeah, you can pick more than one.
Okay. The best players I went up against. A guy that used to play here. His name is KJ Stefferson. That guy was a freak of nature. He was one of the best receivers I've covered. I mean, he's a freak of nature. So KJ Stefferson and I'll have to say Josh Pearson. You know, based on his size and athletic ability, him going up and getting the ball. Bigger wide receiver, taller wide receiver. I'm 6 foot, and just as athletic as I am, makes the competition go through the roof. I mean, because even those jump balls, those back shoulder balls or high balls, they can make a play on it. So I have to be in a great position where I can, try to get my hands through and try to break the pass up. So I have to say KJ Stephenson and Josh Pearson.
Oh man, I like it. I like it. And so, you guys are moving to the CUSA in 2 seasons, man. Which CUSA team are you most excited to play against?
I don't even have a most excited team. I really want to play against all of them. Um, it's just about going out there and playing at my best game against every team, no matter who the team is. Is where I try to look at most of the time. It doesn't matter who you play, where you play. You know, it's just you know doing your best and performing at the highest level you can.
Man, I like it. But I do gotta put you on the spot here, man. Y'all got one more season at the FCS level. If you got to pick one FCS team to play up against before y'all leave, who would you pick?
Kennesaw State,
Oh, easy answer.
yeah, Kennesaw State. We gonna play them this season, I believe. We play them, but if it was to even be the last game, they've beaten me twice since I've been here at Jacksonville State, and I mean, no problems with them. No disrespect, but we don't like Kennesaw at all. We don't like anything about Kennesaw, so I would definitely play Kennesaw. Try to even
Ooh.
even the score.
I love that answer, man. Hey, two great programs at the FCS level. You both of those programs always in the FCS playoffs. Sign me up for that matchup any day of the week, and I will be there. But man, the last two questions, really concerned with your motivation and goals here. But what are your personal goals for the 2022 season? Of course, Jacksonville State, which is the dumbest rule. Let me just say this: the dumbest rule that y'all can't go to the playoffs this year. Fix that NCAA ASAP because they deserve to go to the playoffs. But your personal goals for the 2022 season.
My personal goals for this coming season is to first and foremost stay healthy uh, all season long. So taking care of my body, staying healthy, um, you know, putting on more weight, uh, making more plays on the ball. I had 2 interceptions last season. I want to go over and beyond that. I want to contribute to making more plays on the back end for the defense. We made plays, but I feel like I could have made more. So it's definitely making more plays with the ball in the air this coming season, and getting in some more tackles, making plays, a lot more plays on special teams, being a bigger impact player on special teams. So I think those are 4 goals. Those are my 4 biggest goals. Uh, the biggest goal right now, number one, is being a more impact player on special teams and making more plays with the ball in the air. That'd be my top 2 for sure.
Oh man, I'm excited. I'm definitely going to be in Jacksonville to catch some games this year, man. Finally got back to Alabama, man. So I definitely will be checking out some games, man. But last and most importantly, man, but despite all the accolades, all the wins and everything like that, what keeps you motivated day in, day out, year in, year out?
Um, at the end of the day, the accolades they're awesome to have. I mean, wonderful. Um, you want to get them, but they really don't matter at the end of the day. Those are just accolades. Um, really, just like I've said all throughout the interview, performing at a high level every game, performing at a high level just to get to where I want to go. I do have dreams and inspirations to play in the NFL, and that's where I want to be one day. That's where I want to make it to one day. So regardless of all the accolades, I just need to handle business on the field and off the field to you know, give me a shot to get to that next level. So that's what keep me motivated year in year out, just to keep working, keep my head down, keep doing what I got to do so I can get my shot at the NFL and come out successful. And also my family and friends, I have a lot of support from back home. They support me like no other. I mean, always talking to me, always telling me good job. Every time I go home, I got, guys and older people talking to me, keeping up with me, watching me. So I do it for my family, friends, and back home for my small town in Toccoa, Georgia. Um, a lot of guys don't make it out just as talented as me. Um, and I just really want to be, someone they can look up to, that can do it. I just want to show everybody it's possible, no matter where you come from. So that's what really keeps me motivated year in and year out.
Man, great answer to that question, man. And listen, I appreciate you hopping on the show, man. I know you're busy with school and the semester starting back up, spring practices around the corner, and getting ready
Yes,
for
sir.
that 2022 season, man. Expecting big things from the program and yourself. But man, this time is yours. Plug your social media, man. Where can they find you on Twitter, Instagram, anywhere else they can find you? And also, you can give any and all shout outs right here, man. This time is yours to talk to the people, man.
You can follow me on Instagram, Malik Feaster, just Malik Feaster, and my Twitter is Malik_Feaster. Follow me on there. I'm also a gamer. I like to game. I have a Twitch, so follow me on Twitch if you are interested in watching gaming and stuff. That is also Malik Feaster. Uh, that's all I have on my social media.
Oh man, I love it. Listen, guys, the Twitch streams are real, man. I mean, I love watching Twitch streams. So make sure to go follow my guy on his Twitch, especially, and of course, all social media, man. It's always promote the players and support the players on this show. The bigger that Malik can get his brand and social media, the bigger NIL deals and opportunities he has access to moving forward. So his social media and Twitch will be linked below in the description, man. So make sure to go subscribe to all those things and check them out on Twitch, especially, man. Play what's your favorite games to play, man? I gotta ask.
My favorite game. I only played one game. I just got me a PC, so I'm really excited for that. Warzone. That's all I
Okay.
play. Yes, sir.
All right, man. Make sure to check out his Warzone streams, man. But guys, for Malik, for myself, and the Blue Bloods, guys, we are out.